A distressed Dylan Brown says he deserves all the punishment he got for being found guilty of sexual touching, pleading guilty on 2 counts of touching a woman's breast without her consent at a Double Bay hotel earlier this month. Brown copped a 7-game ban and $40,000 fine from the NRL, fined a further $20,000 by the Eels. Brown will also undergo alcohol counselling.
It's embarrassing, probably is the best word to say. Just, hold on, give me a second. Like I said, I'm a role model to a lot of people, including my family, and I've let them down.
Brown volunteered to speak to media today and is free to play in round 23 against the Dragons.
A lot actually, you know, decisions that I make away from the field, they can impact you on the field and put a massive disruption to not only myself but a lot of people. So I learned that the hard way, and it's time to move on. So.
On social media, I think you're quite apologetic. I mean, can you assess how you're feeling now, and do you feel the same?
Yeah, you're right. I was apologetic, and I still am. I think I made it clear in that statement that I'm not asking for forgiveness, because, you know, like I said, my actions, they weren't good enough, and like I said, I'm trying to move on, and obviously it's hard, especially when you're not playing. That's probably the worst part, is not being able to, you know, put up for my team, and that's who I've let down the most, I feel. Obviously fans, the game, a lot of people. So yeah, I just hopefully I can get back out on the field and prove myself.
Do you feel you let yourself down?
Yeah, no, massively. Like I said, I've let myself down, but that's something you can deal with internally. But when you're letting other people down, that's where it starts to affect you.
Football-wise and maturity-wise, is it the worst mistake you've made in your life?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, it's not acceptable, and it's not something I'm proud of. It does not uphold my values, and it's just, yeah, it's embarrassing, probably is the best word to say.
The punishment, is it harsh or fair?
What was that, the punishment?
The punishment, yeah.
Oh no, look, it's fair. You know, I was ready to take with whatever. It is what it is, and I told everyone that I was willing to accept any penalty that came my way, and you know, whether it be money, whether it be games, and yeah, now I've just got to bite the bullet and understand that this is what's going to happen, and if I act up outside of footy, that's what I get. So.
There was some people who thought maybe you should have been suspended for the rest of the year. If that had happened, would you have accepted that? Can you understand that viewpoint?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it's a legal term. It's not just, you know, I don't do a crush tackle on the field. You know, it's nothing, not small like that. It's something off the field that it's affected, you know, a female, which, you know, you never intend to do, especially when you're out. So yeah, no, it's embarrassing. I'm willing to take whatever, and I'm glad we've been able to come to an agreement, and now it's time to move on. So.
What do you think your greatest learning is out of this, Dylan? What have you learned?
Well, there's a lot of things. You know, it's behaviour off the field. I'm a role model in a way to a lot of people, so that's probably the worst part. You know. Sorry. Just hold on, give me a second. Sorry guys.
You're right, mate.
You're right. Like I said, I'm a role model to a lot of people, including my family, and I've let them down. And it's like I said, it's not just me; it's a lot of other people that are getting affected by this. So yeah.
Dylan, on the night, 15 to 20 drinks, something you won't do again?
Yeah, you're right. Alcohol was sort of the thing on the night, and not that I'm making that as an excuse, but I shouldn't be able to allow myself to get to that point and put myself in a position where I can make those, you know, those bad decisions. So yeah, keeping away from alcohol is a temporary thing for me.
You got emotional when you started talking about your family, Dylan. What's their reaction been like?
No, they've been good, eh? I'm honestly surprised with not only my family, but the support, you know, from the fans, and especially the club. The club's been massive for me. They make me feel welcome, and obviously, you know, I'm going to do my best to train hard and come back and hopefully play well. So yeah, it's mainly the family thing, and just, you know, the down I've brought to them. So.
What about the teammates still? Like, obviously this club means a lot to you. What was the conversation like with them?
Well, the team's been probably, like I said, the best. You know, I'm lucky it's a team sport. You know, I haven't gone and had to stay at home, and like the last thing I want to do is stay at home and have no company. But I've been able to come into training and, you know, stick around with the boys, train with the boys, and they've made me feel not too bad about myself. So yeah, I'm just happy I can move on, and they accept that I've done something wrong, and they're just happy to see that I'm working hard to get back to where I was.
When you talk about your relationship with alcohol, does that mean like a ban altogether, or moderation, or is there a plan around that?
Yeah, look, there's a plan there that the club's helping me with. They've been pretty good. Like I said, they've been pretty good to me, and they understand that even though it's not a huge problem, it's just the allowing myself into those positions where I can make bad decisions. So for now, for me, I've decided to stop drinking, and yeah, until I get back out on the field and prove to myself that I deserve everyone's acceptance, then I'm just gonna stick away from it.
Dylan, is this a line in the sand moment in your life and your career?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a massive turning point. I feel there's two ways you can react to this. I can use it as an excuse to go and play bad, or I can make better decisions off the field and on the field, and I'm sure they'll both come together and show who I am as a person. So it's honestly up to me. It's up to myself, like you said. I'm going to put a line in the sand and hopefully step through and be a better person.
Dylan, what about respect for women? I mean, obviously there was a women involved.
Yeah.
Women involved in this. Yeah.
No, that's probably the most upsetting part. Like I said, when it's something you've done to yourself, it's fine. But when it involves someone else, especially a female, it's tough. Because I've got a mum, I've got a sister. That's why I was getting emotional before, because I think about those people, and if something happens to them, I wouldn't be happy. So.
What was that like when you had to talk to your mum and your sister?
Yeah, like I said, they support me. I've got a lot of beautiful women in my family and around me. I've got friends and everything. So when it was time to discuss, it was obviously a slap around the head, but at the same time it was they understand that who I am, and that doesn't uphold with who I am. So.
Has Parramatta sort of said that this is your last chance, or are you of the belief that you can't afford to do this, or you're risk getting your contract torn up? Yeah, regardless, it's not a club thing. It's not a last chance thing. It's just me. You don't want to be doing that, regardless of what happens. The consequence of not playing, whatever. It's up to myself. It's more representing myself and my family. So I don't want anything to happen like that again. Whether it's alcohol, female related, anything. I don't want to be like that. I want to be a player that people look up to, and that can be on the field and off the field. So. I understand it's part of the process too. You'll have to speak to maybe some younger players or your teammates.
Yeah.
What will that be like, and having to do that?
I think it's just like I keep saying it's the choices you make off the field. There's always two choices, and you can either go the good way or the bad way. And obviously I've gone in the wrong direction, but people make mistakes, and you get another chance. And luckily enough, I've been able to get another chance from, like you guys said, the club. They've accepted me, and but yeah, there is no more chances. So.
Are you concerned this will impact your football? I mean, obviously we've talked about your personal life and the young lady, but what about in terms of your football career?
Yeah. No, I feel like, well, if I say it does, I'm making excuses. So there's no reason for me to drop in my the way I play, and hopefully, the best way to respond to this is to come back and play well. So. I know where I want to be is on the field with the boys, and I hope it's the same, but yeah, I've got to come back and earn my spot again. So.
I could imagine there's probably not a day that goes past where you don't think about the young lady involved as well.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's embarrassing, and I'm happy that she went and complained, because I shouldn't be able to get away with things like that, so it's a good kick up the arse for me, and I've definitely thought about it every single day, and yeah, it's embarrassing. So.
It's obviously been a roller coaster for you. I've seen a couple of your training sessions, and you're still bringing that high energy when you're on the field. Like when you're back in round 23, how easily can you just block this player, do you think?
No, it's something us players deal with all the time. Whether it's good news, bad news, whatever. It's when you step over that white line on the field, you ignore everything. And like you said, I've been training the way I want to train as if I'm playing, because it's not just you. There's a team of 30, and whoever goes out needs to be prepared. So I try my best to add what I can at training, and hopefully my turn again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to us, mate.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Thanks for running up.
No, it's all good,
Seriously.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dylan.